It's the end of an era. It is the end of the game. Triple H announces his retirement from professional wrestling earlier today on ESPN. SP3 and Jose G here. We're going to bring you the breaking news and all the details we know into the moment right now in this breaking news top story.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the top story. It is a special edition in the middle of the day because we have major breaking news coming from WWE today. And that breaking news is that Triple H has announced his retirement from pro wrestling. I think this is a day that a lot of us fans have been watching closely ever since he had his cardiac event. We're gonna jump in. We're gonna dive deep into this here for a few minutes. As always, SP3 joining me here today for the breaking news segment. Big news today, right?
Huge news. I have always have a busy morning on Friday, but my phone's been blowing up with people hitting me up, letting me know the news. I even got a text from my mom because it happened on ESPN, and my mom usually checks out ESPN. She's like, "Oh, Triple H is on there," and then the next text is, "Triple H is retiring." What? So yes.
It's it's kind of crazy, and it always happens in the early Friday after or early Friday day or early Friday afternoon. It always happens when we get these big pieces of major news. But let's dive into this here really quick here, Sid, because a few months ago, it's been like what 6 months now? Has it been 6 months? Right around there,
Uh,
where
yeah,
Triple H had his
September.
cardiac event.
Yeah, it happened in September, so it's been just on like 3 months now. I mean, 6 months. Excuse me.
Yeah, so it's been about 6 months since we found the news that Triple H had a cardiac event. He had to undergo surgery for that, and he's been off of the radar ever since that happened. A lot of changes has happened within the WWE, NXT getting a revamp and a rebrand. A lot of his guys that he brought in are now not no longer with the company. So there's been massive change ever since he left WWE. Now, a lot of people with Cody on the horizon, everybody wanted to see this Cody and Triple H match happen at some point in WWE. And looks like we're not getting that anymore as he announced his full in ring retirement from WWE today on ESPN, right?
Yes, it was in an interview with Stephen A. Smith. The full interview will be on Stephen A. World, which is available on ESPN Plus as well as their podcast platforms. But the first part of it aired on First Take this morning, where Triple H has said that he will never step back into the wrestling ring following his cardiac event. He still hasn't returned to WWE full time behind the scenes, working as the creator and producer of NXT, as well as his assignments and roles as executive vice president of WWE. But it seems that he is basically closing the book on what has been one of the greatest WWE in-ring careers in the history of the company.
Absolutely. I mean, and when people ask me, who are your four people on the Mount Rushmore? Triple H is in there, man. Triple H is in there. There's a lot of people that give Triple H flack on the way how he rose to the top, but you gotta respect the game. I mean, he did a lot of stuff for the industry that not a lot of people were able to do, but there is a lot of people that give him flack on the way he came up. But you know what? It's the nature of the beast. I mean, I myself was a wrestler, and I know how the environment back there can be, and how people will do whatever they can to get to the top. And Triple H did that, man. Triple H did whatever he had to do to be in the top, to position himself as one of the most powerful people in WWE. Man, what are some of your favorite moments from Triple H? I mean, I know we're talking about like he's not gone, but he is retired from in-ring competition. But like, what are some of your favorite moments from Triple H that really stand out to you as a fan?
Well, as a fan, I recently have been telling this story on a couple of different platforms that I've been on, but I was asked the question on Quizzlemania a couple of weeks ago, what was my very first event that I went to live, very first live wrestling event? And it came around my 8th birthday in 1996. My birthday's May 18th. I think the event was May 17th. I live in New York, so it was at Madison Square Garden. The main event of the evening was Shawn Michaels versus Diesel inside of a steel cage. And then young 8-year-old SP3 was just his mind was blown, and forever his wrestling fandom was changed because I then saw Razor Ramon come down to the ring and get inside the steel cage. I then saw Hunter Hearst Helmsley, then
You're
known
at
as
that show, huh? You're at the
yes,
curtain call,
my
man.
very
Wow.
first event was the curtain call, and my whole wrestling fandom blown away. All of kayfabe was broken before my eyes as I was confused and asking my mom why my two favorites of Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon was hugging Diesel, who turned on Shawn, and hugging Hunter Hearst Helmsley, who was like one of my most hated. And just as a fan throughout the years watching WWE, Triple H was always that guy that I hated. He did his job as the top heel,
He
whether
did.
it was
Yes.
as Hunter Hearst Helmsley, whether it was as the Game, whether it was as the King of Kings, for stuff that he did on the camera, for stuff that I learned about him outside of the camera. He was
Yeah.
just that guy, that symbol of one of the greatest heels that I ever saw in professional wrestling.
I completely agree, man. When he was a heel, he made you hate him with everything you got, right? But then he was just as good as a baby face. People got behind him, especially when he had that run with DX and Shawn Michaels when
Yeah.
they reunited in DX. That was a great baby face run for them. But Triple H will definitely, in my opinion, will be one of the GOATs in this business just because of what he's been able to do, not only inside of the ring, but from a business aspect, taking NXT to heights that it's never seen, and being able to bring in independent wrestlers into the WWE and putting them on a platform to flourish, even though there's a lot of them that are not there now. It's still, for that time being, it was a great accomplishment for what he was doing within the business. My favorite memory, and when I first came exposed to Triple H, was back in 1998, SummerSlam ladder match, The Rock Intercontinental Championship. That match was one of my favorite. It's still, to this day, it holds up, in my opinion. One of the greatest ladder matches in SummerSlam history. It was just, the storytelling was great, and Triple H won that championship. Madison Square Garden was erupting as loud as I can get. So it was just one of the best ones, and his whole run with Evolution, man, it was just a great time to be a fan and to see him perform in our lifetime. I think it was a privilege, because there's going to be people in the future that you're going to look and, man, I wish I was alive to see when this went down. And we're fortunate enough to be part of that generation.
Absolutely. Like, for all the things that I didn't like about Triple H as a fan, there's no denying what he's been able to do both inside the ring and outside the ring. Like, this is a guy that, after that whole curtain call that I witnessed live, he was punished. It was 6 months
Yes.
of him
Yes.
losing and losing
Hmm.
and losing, and he didn't let that deter him. He lost his opportunity to win the King of the Ring that same year, and
Hmm.
then was
Hmm.
able to rebound and win it the next year, and then following the King of the Ring, creating this alliance with Shawn Michaels, which came out to become D Generation X, one of the most influential stables in WWE history. And then the only time I really liked Triple H is the second version of D Generation X, where he was the leader, where he took the ball from Shawn Michaels and brought back X-Pac, brought in the
Yes.
New Age Outlaws, had China there. They did the invasion of CNN Towers and WCW headquarters, and the parody of the
Mwah.
Nation, the whole feud
Yes.
with The Rock.
Wow,
There
that
was
was so good.
so much things to enjoy, especially in that 1998 run, and then going into 1999, where he turns on D Generation X and once again becomes the hated and despised heel, and then ends the year as the WWE champion, winning the WWE title after SummerSlam of 1999, aligning with Shane, basically giving a roofie to Stephanie and marrying her at the altar.
Oh God,
And
those
then,
storylines would not fly today at all.
no, not at all, not at all. But just that crashing of that wedding between Tess and Stephanie, and then the
Oh,
whole McMahon Helmsley era of that was it. When I think about the greatest heels of all time, I think about Triple H and Stephanie at the tail end
so
of
good.
1999 into 2000. And I always talk about, like, one of my all-time favorite moments was The Rock beating Triple H at Backlash 2000, and the crowd response to Stone Cole making his return, to Linda McMahon coming out with Earl Hebner after all the stuff Triple H did to Earl Hebner during that time. Like, there was just so many great memorable moments that Triple H was a part of, whether it be as a heel, like you said, the reuniting of D-Generation X, which a lot of people loved and enjoyed, that got a lot of people, right back behind him. And what he did for, some of the younger stars, like, he was very important to the rise of Jeff Hardy back in like 2008, in 2009. And, all the guys that he brought in from the independent scene, there's a lot of guys that are gone now, but Seth Rollins is a top star in the company, and he wouldn't really be here or be the star that he is without Triple H. Kevin Owens owes a lot to Triple H as well for what he was able to do in NXT. Sami Zayn, there's a litany of stars. Tommaso Ciampa that's still with NXT. That all of these guys, Triple H has his imprint on. His footprint in WWE history can never be denied. It's such a crazy up and down career that he had inside the square circle. And I think that is something that people should celebrate today and finally remember, because he offered so many great matches, so many great moments, so many great rivalries. Triple H is one of the all-time greats when it comes to WWE.
I mean, everything you said is 100% true. So let's jump into some of these comments, because I'm seeing a lot of you guys wishing him a happy retirement. And guys, sound off on what your favorite memory is of Triple H. We'll read them here on while we're live. We'll stay on for a few more minutes. I'd just like to get some of your guys' reactions, and also react with the show and engage with the show. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up, the love emoji, the caring emoji, the sad emoji. Let's get the reactions up so more people can watch this breaking news video. But we have an interesting comment here. Man, that sucks is to lose Scott Hall and now Triple H retiring like Nash. You just never know when you can't see your friend or fam anymore. So, yeah, we got that here. Janie Hilton is saying, hope you enjoy your retirement, Triple H. The ring will not be the same without you. Let's see here. Randy Sam, Sid, you sleeping on Triple H as blue blood.
I mean, my memories of Triple H as the blue blood, Randy, is him getting thrown into the slop by Henry O. Godwin back in like 95. So yeah, I mean, I love the blue blood. I love the theme music. He was, like I said, he was a guy that came in and I instantly was like, oh, he's a heel. I don't like him and stuff like that being a kid. But so many runs. I kind of went through a whole bunch of runs and then I completely forgot Evolution and what he did for Randy Orton and Batista. He's a part of like 2 or 3 of the greatest stables of all time. D-Generation X, Evolution, and the Authority. The Authority is like of the modern era, for better or worse. They are one of the more I mean, I wouldn't go good. I think like that's a stretch, but it was some bad and good with that. But they are very important in the modern era, and their rivalry with Daniel Bryan, that was very crucial to Bryan's rise and how he's viewed in WWE history. So Triple H deserves so much credit for, although a lot of people want to, put the spotlight on, his politicking and getting with the boss's daughter and getting into management and some of the decisions. Like me as an African-American fan, I would never forgive him for what he did to Booker T at WrestleMania 19. I just got to be real. I just had to say it. I've said
There's a lot of people that feel the same exact way, man.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'm like Kanye West and Triple H is George Bush. Triple H don't like black people, what he did to Booker T. But he is very important to the history of professional wrestling and WWE. He's helped WWE get into the era that they're currently on. Like, if you look up and down the roster, all the superstars that are at the top of the card really had a connection either through NXT or through feuding with Triple H. Like, look at the big matches on WrestleMania this year. Like Roman Reigns, that's a person that is a crucial part of Triple H's legacy. Ronda Rousey in that match at WrestleMania 34. He put over Ronda big time. Charlotte Flair going through NXT. Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair going through NXT. Like, he has his imprint on everybody.
Exactly. I mean, the modern day WWE that you're seeing today, yeah, Vince calls the shots and puts the storylines together and all that. But if it weren't for Triple H, we wouldn't be having these powerhouses like Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Bailey, Brock Lesnar. That tremendous feud that he had with Brock Lesnar about 10 years ago, a little bit more than that, I think. That was a really great a feud that he had with Brock Lesnar. So, yeah, man, he definitely has left his print in the business. I, as one from a fan, I know they watch this show. They don't want to admit it. I know they watch it, but I just want to say thank you, Triple H. Thank you, Paul Levesque, for putting on these great characters, these great storylines for us to enjoy over the last 20 years. I am one very grateful man for having Triple H in the business. I don't know if you feel the same way. We've already been clear about that, but the fact of the matter is he did leave a big mark on the business, and he's still with us. And congratulations on your retirement, and thank you for everything you've done for us.
Yeah, and it's a very good point that I was just on with Steven Jensen over on Fightful Overbooked, and he talked about, it's great that everybody is celebrating Scott Hall, but sometimes it makes you sad because you wish that he could have saw all these people celebrating his
Mhm.
career and his life and what he meant to everybody. So the fact that Triple H is announcing his retirement, it's a great time to give him his flowers. Give him his flowers for everything he said. Like I said, I could give you the great end of the spectrum here with my feelings of Triple H as a wrestling fan growing up, but being an adult and looking back on his career, there is no question he's one of the greatest heels of all time, one of the greatest characters, and one of the most influential figures in what WWE is today. His fingerprints are all over the roster. His fingerprints are all over the history of WWE.
Mhm.
He was a major part of the Attitude Era, the Ruthless Aggression Era, this Reality Era, and into the era that we're in now. So there is no denying. And I was also there to that last comment. One of my other favorite wrestling moments is his return in 2002. I was in the building in Madison Square Garden, and like I said, I did not like Triple H even up until he tore his quad in 2001, and I went to that event in 2002 with my mom, and my mom knew me as a guy that didn't like Triple H because I was a big Rock fan, did not like Triple H like that. But when that music hit after seeing the video packages for weeks, the Beautiful Day video package, one of the best video packages for a return ever. And then the music hit, time to play the game. I got out my feet and I was cheering like everyone else in Madison Square Garden, to the point that my mom was like, I thought you hated him. But I was like, it doesn't matter. He's back. He's
He's back. It
back.
doesn't
The
matter.
game is back. And another great point here, super chat donation from Rollin Curtis,
Thank you,
who,
Roland Coders. Yeah, thank you.
yes, thank you as always, Mr. Curtis. You always provide for us and always give us great comments like this one, saying Triple H's theme songs were some of the best theme songs of all time. Plus, his actual entrance routine that's one of the most iconic entrance themes. If you've never been in the shower and spit out the water, you haven't been a wrestling fan. And
Exactly.
he also says, I love when Triple H, China, and Stephanie each use My Time, then the game, King of Kings, DX theme, Evolution. Yes, my personal favorite, even though it's not a well-constructed song at all. When I think of Triple H, I think of that My Time thing, because that My Time thing came out the perfect. It was like he was leaving D-Generation X, and he was like, I'm
And
going to the main event.
that riff was
Yes,
so
yes.
catchy. That opening riff. Oh, you would just get pumped up. You're like, oh, let's go. Let's go.
Not coming
Oh,
back.
man.
I had enough. You don't know what
Love it.
trouble is. Like,
Oh,
that is
God.
a bop. Go back and listen to all the Triple H themes, because you are 100% right, Mr. Curtis. He has
What
some of the best compilation of themes of any superstar of all time.
now? Rise Against the Machine had done the DX theme for them. And did they do the My Time one too?
No, it was actually the DX band. The DX band
Oh,
did
okay.
My
Gotcha.
Time.
Gotcha.
Yes,
Okay.
if you listen to the themes, you'll know it's
Y-
the same
Yeah.
singer from the
Gotcha.
DX
Gotcha.
theme that did My Time. So I love My Time. I absolutely love the DX theme. him and his relationship with Lenny from Motorhead, and the theme songs that he provided for him with the game, and with King of Kings, with Evolution, man. Those theme songs you will go back and listen to for years and years to come.
Still bangs, still bangs. They're good. Guys, if you're just tuning in, Triple H announced his retirement from professional wrestling, from in-ring competition. He announced it earlier today on ESPN. We're going to wrap things up here. Jeremy and Kevin will be on later on this evening at 6 o'clock. They may have some more information on the top story regarding Triple H's announcement. I want to thank you for joining us here for this little breaking news segment. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Smash that like button if you're watching us on YouTube, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss whenever we drop brand new stuff. We're well on our way to 27,000 subscribers, so thank you so much for all of that, all of the support. This Sunday, we do have the Sportskeeda Trivia at 1 p.m. on Sunday, and SP3 will be battling Robert DeFelice and Rick Cucino for the Sportskeeda Trivia Federation Championship. So hopefully Sid will finally be crowned, since he has been the uncrowned champion for several months now.
I'm the interim. I'm the reigning and longest reigning interim Sportskeeda Wrestling Trivia Federation champion, and I want to be the undisputed champion. So join us, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified. All the great content here. I told this to Jose off camera. I'll say it to all of y'all. Yo, go over and follow Jose. Go over and follow Jeremy. Go over and follow Kev. They do amazing work every single day right here on the Top Story. They are the lifeblood, the heart and soul of the Sportskeeda Wrestling YouTube channel. I'm just a side character, and you can see me later tonight after SmackDown and Rampage with Rick Cucino and Dutch Mantel on Smack Talk. But thank you all, and go out of your way to celebrate Triple H. Give him his flowers, because he deserves it. And also check out ESPN and all their podcast platforms, ESPN Plus, for the full interview where Triple H talks to Stephen A. Smith and tells him about his retirement from in-ring competition. But we are sure, hopefully, Triple H can get healthy and get back into the wrestling business, because he can have such more impact behind the scenes and backstage like he has over the last couple of years.
Yeah, you couldn't have said it any better. Guys, thank you so much. We'll be back this afternoon at 6 p.m. Remember to enjoy wrestling, enjoy Triple H, send them that congratulations. And if you're not down with that, I only got 2 words for you.
Enjoy wrestling.
Yeah.
Watch out, watch out, watch out.